Hey everyone. So, as yesterday I have already said, today I am going to start my course DSA with Python. So, I am here and representing you for the first lecture of DSA with Python. So, today we will discuss about the Python, its data type, how can install the Python in Linux system, Windows as well as in Mac. And also we will discuss Python objects, Python data types, and expressions. We will also learn how a variable work, what is the main functionality of the variable, as well as we will do implement some kinds of real-time mini project that completely based on industry based. So and also we will understand what is the data structure and algorithm and why it is important. So let's start. So okay, my first question from you guys, what is Python and why we should learn the Python? Okay, so Python. Python, there are many reasons that we should learn the Python. So my one of the answer you will say so Python is one of the easiest advanced programming language that easy to learn. Yes, that true. Basically, I would say initiative structure and semantic things are also easy in Python. We haven't faced any issue with the Python. Why? Python is just like English dictionary, English alphabets, uh, English writing is writing English, right? Like some passage or something like this. This like a series similar Python it is. Python that means that you can easily learn the concept as well as implement the concept. Not if Python is not even in the one domain. Python has so many domain. Python is also works in structure and semantics. Python has the ability to learn the concept of grammatical sense as well as technical sense of the semantic structures and also helps in statistics, maths, and many real-time projects. So this is all about Python. Python is easy to learn. Python is Python supports cross platforms. It will run into the different platform, like it will run in your Mac, it will run into your Mac, Linux, and also it will run into your Windows platform also. In fact, Python is not just a scripting language, it's a fully featured object-oriented programming language. Python is also a functional paradigm language and also a structured language. So in Python, there are many useful data structures algorithm that built into the language. Also, Python is object-based language, so it is relatively easy to create custom data objects. And also, now Python has so many internal libraries, some external libraries, and that we can implement easily. And Python helps our work easy. So this it's all about Python. Now let's see how can install the Python and how can save our Python in our local machine and run any program. So let's move. Okay, first see how you can install the Python in your computers. Go to your browser and type Python download. You will see such window, such a screen, and first screen you will see one website that is https the say colon slash www.python.org, and you will open it, click on it, and again one screen will be open. And in the left extreme left corner, you can see the Python logo and the term Python. And also you can here see the docs profile, PI jobs, community. See Python, the search bar. You want to search something, you can do it. In the same way, we have the about button. In about button, applications, codes, how to getting started Python. You can see also telling Python programming language that let you know work more quickly. Yes, and here is download options. In download options, they are all release on all releases when its for different version has been released. You can see here Python is an open source programming language, so here the source code is available, and basically it's GitHub repo and all these things. And here you can see Windows, Mac, and other platform. So by this way, we can check out that Python is supportive, and Python can support all types of platforms. At earlier I said cross-platform. In cross-platform, I can say Windows, Macs. You can hear it also showing. I'm not telling about very imaginary things. No, it's written in your official Python documentation also, and also some kinds of license and alternative implementation. See, the here you can say download for Python. You can see the latest version, that is ongoing version of the Python is Python 3.1, 3.6. Here also I said note that Python 3.9 plus can't be used on Windows 7 or earlier. So Python has been completely changed from past 3 to 4 years, and now Windows there is no support of Python on Windows 7 and earlier version. See, here is a full list of downloads. So let's see. You can see how Python is developed 3.14, 3.13. What the major issue? What changes comes in different version? You can see here. Here also say the different version, and in release date also is given here. So this is all about, and see here the Python is for Windows, Linux, Unix, Mac, other. You can see here, and also the helps how can use the Python with Docker images, and you can easily implement. You can go to the download the Python, which version you want, and definitely it system. Okay, let's see. I'll click on Windows option. Here you can see different versions of the Python stable releases. So it's a in complete structure of the Python and its sources. SM for Mac OS Linux. So you can download from here. Okay, let's go for Unix. You'll see Linux. You can see here Python 3, Python 3.1, 3.6, all these things. August 6. No, see Python 3.316 its latest release on August 6. Today is August 9. Python is growing. Yeah, Python is quite slow for the working basically in development and all these. This Python basically used in development part. You can make backend from this. You can use in ML machine learning with the help of Python. Yes, this is all about installation and download part. As I have Python already downloaded, so I'll check it. Go to your terminal. Go to your terminal. You can here check Python hyphen version. See, now Python 3.9.11 is already installed in my system. You can install from the official website from here, and you can activate your Python's version in your system. So this is all about Python's version that you can download from here. Yeah, you have to download it. Without this, you can't use Python in your local system. And yes, if you do not want to download this Python language, Python in your local system. So you can use our no you can use note different types of notebook. One is Jupyter notebook is given, Jupyter and Google Colab, and one more is a part of Anaconda. Anaconda gives so many packages that where Python you can easily use the Python in Anaconda packages. So Anaconda is one of the best package of your computer system. If you have GPU, you you can use Anaconda perfectly fine. Okay, now let's back to our topic. Now in Python we have seen how it's Python and what is this Python. So it's all about Python, and now come let's see some more thing about Python. So how Python will work for data. So exactly what happens, Python has several built-in data structure. Now, so what do you mean by built-in data structure? Yes. Why Python is easy? This is the answer for you. Python has several built-in data structure, including list, dictionary, and sets. By these three built-in data structure, Python data structure is so easy for you guys. So by these things, using list, using dictionary, and sets, you can use to build customized objects. In addition, there are many numbers of internal libraries and external libraries, so many collections like math object in collect math object to which allow us to more advanced structure as perform calculations of those structures. And in external libraries, you can use SciPy. SciPy basically a sci-fi package. Scientific Python packages are available in the Python language. So, and also these allow us to perform a range of advanced data tasks like logistic and linear regression, visualization, mathematical calculations task, and such. So many operations are metrics, and also you can apply it on vectors. And external libraries can be very useful out of the box solution. However, we also aware that performance penalty compared to other language it is quite slow, but it is useful. So this is all about our Python. Now questions arise. So we have download the Python. Yes. Now how can set up the environment for the Python? How can exactly do it? So let's go into the history of the Python and by what way Python, what different version, what are the origin, where the origin of the Python. I am discussing with you. It is quite easy if you guys if you guys can hear me slowly and you will recall easily. So as I'll know and already discussed with you, a feature of Python environment is interactive console. In fact, Python can be used in two ways. First, by using interactive cell, and other is by using notebook kind of file. So in environment setup, basically we will always use interactive cell. Interactive cell, if you are using BS Code, this is your interactive cell where you can implement all these things. Either you can download Python ideally, it's complete, give a interactive cell where you can easily implement all these things. So I will say 332 plus 32. See, here you can see the number is 64. It is given, if I am given 25 minus 54. Yes, it given 20. This is a interactive cell. Now here I am I prepared one notebook that is notebook profile. Now here you can see, okay, I make one file. I'll say first.py. Here, sorry, it's my mistake here. Okay, this is yeah. Here you can see I have written two different extension of the Python. One is first.py and first.ipynb. What is difference between these two extensions of the Python? See here, first.py is the official extension that you use the complete official part, like you have used only coding section majorly. You can use it .py. In .py, basically, I'll say if I'll say print, hey, uh, I am learning DSA with Python. I am learning DSA. See, this is complete about, and here you will when you have to check it output, yeah, either you will go into the run code button that is already given the VS Code, either, or you can use the console in console and write down Python and file name. Yes, here you can see this is your output that I am using, and for show the output we always use the print function. We have different format of print function that you can easily read out. Now here next extension is IPINB. What is exactly IPINB? I means interactive UI Python NV notebook. Interactive Python notebook. In fact, we have the notebook feature in Python that these are available in basically in Anaconda packages and Google Colabs, and some alternatives of these are also available. So they are a kind of notebook where you can prepare the notes, so you can add the text and add to the code also. So here I am write down the complete portion in notebook format. So here if I want to write the code, here you can easily determine yes your notebook using Python notebook. Here is your kernel. I am select Python version 3.10.11, and here one button that you can click on it and your code will be executed. So if I'll write print print hello, welcome to DSA section, and you can use either shift or insert at a time, or you can usually press it on button. Yes, okay, it's installing the complete package. It will take some time. Wait, let's wait for it. Like so, I hope. Yeah, it's done. Okay, now we have to create environment. So basically, let's say PNB environment, IL local already executed. So let's wait and I'll run it. Okay, don't do it. Here, go to the this here and select another kernel, existing Python environment. Here you can use this app.local.bnb file. See, it will run. If not, mm, okay, let's see. I think, and let's wait for it. I think so. It is, yeah. See, I select a kernel, and again here same code I write down here. Here I am written the .py extension and print this statement, and in the IPINB extension I have print function. Inside the print function I given a statement, and you can see easily the output by how it is working. So this is all about the Python's extensions. Now mm, we are discussing Python environment. So how exactly it is working and how you can learn about the extra things about this. So let's see. Now in Python environment, I already told you that Python had two working mode, one in interactive cell and the file format. So basically, this .py is file format, and the IPNV kind of in interactive cell section. But here you can see the easily output. Okay, so let's back to our theory part. Python, you basically one more thing that you have to know, the Python use the both desktop programmable like calculator and also environment to write that test and write and test is snippets of code. Python helps to read, evaluate, print loop of the console is very convenient way to interact with larger code base such as to run functions and method or to create instances of classes. This is one of the major advantages of Python over compiled language such as C++ or Java. Basically, Python helps to read the large code base where the right compiler test compile increase the development and it takes time compared to the Python. Python's read, evaluate, print loop, being able to type in expressions and get immediate response that can't be seen in your other languages. Now, the the parent of the Python language is officially C language. The Python is completely built from official C language and its name is C Python version. So there's some excellent distribution of Python apart from official C Python version. There are two popular are Anaconda that I already the Anaconda gives packages of for the Python. Another is Canopy. These are alternate to other excellent distribution of the Python other than C Python version. So most distributions come with their own developed environment. Both Canopy and Anaconda include libraries. Yes, while you use Canopy and Anaconda, these have so many libraries comes under Anaconda and Canopy. Then these libraries are basically used in your data science projects, data science learning, and in data science, TensorFlow. All these things are major dependencies comes under Anaconda and Canopy. Also, there are some number of implementations of the Python console apart from C Python version. So this is all about Python and Python's environment. Now, come into jump into the data type. Let's see one more thing about the variable and expressions. See, this is one of the most important part of the DSA section. Here we are using variable and we are talking about expressions. But in while we will study OOPS, this variable turn into our object concept, and this object concept make a class. This class implement with the help of inherited property. In a single class, we use different parental property, children property, and all these things. So let's start with our variable and expressions. So there you can see to an a real word problem into one that you can solve by an algorithm. Now, what is an algorithm first? So algorithms and data structures are the most fundamental concept in computing. These are the building blocks from which complex software is built. Having the understanding of this foundation concept is hugely important in software design, and this involves the following majorly three characteristics. And what are three characteristics of this algorithm? First, how algorithms manipulate information contained within data structure, and how data is arranged in a memory. And third and last is how what the performance characteristic of particular data structure. In performance characteristic, basically we discussed about the time complexity, space complexity, and its performance. So this is all about algorithm. And another aspect is Measuring an algorithm performance involves understanding how each increase in data size affect the operation on data. While when we are working on large data set or real-time applications, it is essential that our algorithms and structure are as efficient as they can be. And finally, we need a sound experimental design strategy, that being able to conceptually translate a real world problem into the algorithm and data structure of programming language involves being able to solve the important element of problem and a methodology for mapping these elements to programming structure. So there's a basic huge case of algorithm and programming structures. That's the reason why we need a data structure and its algorithm. So let's talk consider some real world example. Here you will be familiar with why and how data structure and its algorithm is important for you. Let's say we are at unfamiliar market. Unfamiliar market, market everything is available, and we are given a task of purchasing a list of items. In the list of items, we assume that market is laid out randomly and has some vendors in that market. Each vendor sells a random subset of item, which some of may be on our list. So what will be our aim? So our aim here is to minimize the price we pay each item as well minimize the time spent at market. One way to approach that is to write an algorithm. So here by this example you can see, and you can usually learn why what we are exactly talking about. We are talking about we have to perform a task, and the main objective of this task to minimize the time as well as minimize the cost of that task, and also it should be scalable and reusable also. So this is all about algorithm. So by this example, some questions arises here. Does the vendor have items or any list or the cost less than predicted cost for item? If yes, buy and remove from the list. If no, move to the next vendor. Third, if no more vendors, end. So here, by these three questions, you can see what we are approaching to solve it. So here, the question number one is saying, does the vendor have items on my list? Okay, is it? We have to check it. Does the vendor have item on my list? Okay. Is it less than the predicted cost? We have our prediction of the cost. Yes, this will be around 4,500. No. If yes, it is okay. If yes, so buy it and remove from the list. If no, move on to the next vendor. There's some technique is also applying here that we will discuss after. And third is if no more vendor, then end the program and come. So this is basically a algorithm approach, how you can write down an algorithm. So how can I define it? This is a simple iterator with a decision and action. So algorithm is a consist of kind of iteration. In iteration, also it implemented a decision and a performing action. If we are trying to implement this, we would need to data structure to define both a list of item that we want to buy as well list of item of each vendor. So by this way, we need to determine the best way to matching the item in each list, and we need to some sort of logic to decide whether to purchase or not. So this is all about a complete summary of an algorithm, how an algorithm performed, and how an algorithm built. Now let's back to our topic, and our topic is variable and its expressions. See, if I am write down Mm, if I write down a equals to 10. Correct. I'll say c equals to 30. Here, a, c are our variables, and we have equals to, that means some kinds of assignment operators here, and 10 and 30 are the values that is stored in a variable a. 30 is stored in a variable c. See now what exactly is happening here in this code. Okay, I'll run first. You'll see it is running for- successfully. So why, how it exactly the how it is exactly working. So first, what we have done, we select the variables and we assign some value. So this is, so it's all about variable and expressions. Expression is a equals to 10 and variable is a. Again, expression is c equals to 30, variable is c. Correct? Okay. Now here we can see variables are labels that attach to the object, attached to a value. They are not the object itself. They are not containers for object either. A variable doesn't contain the object, rather it acts as a pointer or reference of an object. So what is mean reference of an object? Basically, we have a memory. In this memory, our data is stored in format of different format of data, bin format, 01 format, something like this. So here we are attaching a equals to 10. So we have a contain memory a. In a, value is stored 10. So a is a referral point of an object to an object, reference point to an object. And in some object, we have some address. This address can be in hexadecimal format, numerical format, something like this. And in this, we have some indices to reach at particular reference. So here a equals to 10. 10 is stored at particular some indices, and we have to approach. We have to if we have to reach at its reference, we use the indices, and this reference is represented by a variable. That variable is here a and c. So this is all about variable and how variable is working here. Now one more thing here you can see, if I'll write down a equals to 30, it also will run. Why this? You can see Python is a dynamically typed language. What do you mean by dynamically typed? So that means variable names can be bound to different value and type during program executions. We can assign different value with same variable. That means that exactly means of dynamically typed. Here you can see equals 10 equals to 30. Our variable is same but values are different. So each value is of a type of a string or integer. So this is all about Python and its variable. Okay, I hope this is all of you can understand what I am talking. The next is what we have variable scope. Variable scope, yes. What is the variable scope? See, in a variable scope, let's something discuss and then we will implement some kind of code. So in this topic, in variable scope, it is important to understand the scoping rules of variable inside a function. Yes, we already familiar with the Python language, how exactly Python language works. In Python language, we have different functions, inbuilt function, user defined function. we can easily use it. If we use some kind of functions, inside the function we have some kind of scope. In this scope, we have basically I would say three types: variable scope, global scope, and one is internal scope. In scoping rules of variable inside function, each time function execute new local namespace. A new local namespace is created, and this new local namespace represent a local environment. And this local environment contain the names of the parameter and variables that are assigned by the function. To resolve a namespace when a function is called, the Python interpreter first searches the name local space. If it's found, it will return to you. If not, if no match is found, it searches the global namespace. This global namespace is the module in which function was defined. Sorry. If the name is still not found, it searches the built-in namespace. Finally, if this fails, then the interpreter raises a name error exception. Here you will hearing one more concept, that is name error exception. Now, so how it is creating? So for how it is happening? So first we are creating a function. When functions are executing, a new local namespace is creating. After created, this new local namespace represent a local environment, and this local environment contains some parameter, and these parameters and variables are assigned by the function. To resolve a namespace, a function is called. Then the Python is basically interpreted language. So there is an interpreter inside the Python. The interpreter first searches the local namespace in the local environment. If no match is found, then it searches the global namespace. And if the in the global namespace, if it is not found, then still it will search, built-in namespace. If it fails, then interpreter raise an exception, that is name error exception. Now, how it will work? So let's see. I am using a equals to 10, b equals to 20. Okay, by this way you can write down. Also we can write down a comma b equals to 10 comma 20. And next, if I'll define a function def my underscore function inside the function, okay. Sorry. Mm, yes. Inside the function, I called a scope that is global. I will call the global A, and I'll define A equals to 20. So A comma B equals to 30 and 40. Okay. You can use it any value. Just okay. And then I'll call a function my underscore function, and I'll print A and print B. Then print B. I will execute it. See, 30 and 20. So in this code, we define basically two global variables. So we need to tell the interpreter using a keyword global that is inside the function. We are referring to a global variable. When we change this variable 10 to 30, these changes are reflected in the global scope. However, the variable we set to 20 to 40, it also may affect changes inside the global scope. If any change is made it to inside the function are not reflected in a global scope, when we run the function and we will print it, we see that it retain the global value, that it retain the updated value. So this is all about variable scope. Now comes to our topic, that is data type, overview of data type and objects. See, Python contains 12 built-in data types, and these are int, float, complex, boolean, and we have four sequential data type, string, list, tuple, and range, and one is one mapping data type dictionary, and two set types. So it is also possible to create user-defined objects such as functions and classes. Okay, now we have total 12 built-in data type, four numeric, int, float, complex, and boolean, four sequential, string, float, tuple, and range, one mapping type, dictionary, and two set types. So it is also possible to create user-defined objects such as functions and classes. We can create it by its username also. And in all data type Pythons are objects. All the data types in Python are object. In fact, pretty much everything is an object in Python. A variable that here we are calling A and B also an object. This object in object including modules, classes, functions, as well as some literals that you guys have studied in the Python or comes into our object section. And we have literals such as strings or integers is a part of an object. Each object in Python has a type, a value, and identity. So when we write, so let's see, when we write uh, greet equals to oh, hello, hello DSA. So then the identity of an object as a pointer, as a reference or to that object that is location in memory. The type of an object also known as object class. Object class describes the object's internal representation as well as the method and operation that it supports. Once an instance of object is created, its identify and type can't be changed. So I'll repeat once more. Once an instance of an object is created, its identity and type can't be changed. So we can get identity of an object by using built-in function ID. Now, by what? By built-in function ID we can check it. Okay, good. And this return an identifying integer. On most systems, this refers to its memory location, although you should not rely on this in any of your code. Also, there are a number of ways to compare objects. We have operators double equals to. We have operator identity operators is not, and we also have type functions that you can use. Type with identity operator, that is type of variable name. Each type and the another variable name. If both are same, you can use it because these functions are used for comparison. So an important distinction need to make that mutable and immutable object. So next is mutable, immutable objects. Mutable objects. So mutable objects are basically lists. Mm, okay. Immutable objects such as strings that can't have their value changed. So when we run their method, so what is the exact meaning of mutable? In Exact meaning is when we run their method, they simply return a value rather than change the value of underlying object. We can of course use this value by assigning it to a variable or using it as an argument of in a function. So in functions we have different types of argument, basically four types: positional argument, variable argument, positional argument, basically there are two types, positional variable argument, and there is positional argument also. So this is all about our concept data types and its objects. I hope this is pretty much clear to you. Now comes out again. Let's see one data type here. That is, we'll close it. Okay. Oh, that is string. Now what is string and what strings kaisa? We will look into it. Okay. See, first thing about the string. Strings are immutable. Always remember, strings are immutable. Strings are immutable. As with all objects, we use some method to perform operations. Strings being immutable don't change the instance. Each method simply returns a value. This value can be stored as an another variable, a given argument to a function or method. So here are some kind of method that we you always use in our list. One is count. Next is we can use it like find, and we can use it is alnum. I'll discuss everything, each functions and its usage. I will give its description also. Yes, is alpha. Also, I can is alpha. It is digit, and also yes is lower, is upper, is numeric, can be considered. Dot replace. So we have replace. Other we can use is strip. Now in strip we have left strip and right strip also. And next is we can use split. So these are the basic operators that we can use inside the string. So first is count. Count basically count the occurrence of a substring with optional start and end parameter. Next we have the find. The find we have a substring as with start and ending also. So some in find function it returns the index of the first occurrence of substring or returns -1 if string is not found. Okay, next is alnum. Is alnum it returns true if all the characters are alphanumeric. If otherwise it returns false. Again we have is alpha. It returns true if all characters are alphabetic, and otherwise it returns false. Again with 8 digit. Now we have join function. Okay, again one function. We have one more function here. Is join function. In join function, join the string with the sequence. A lower convert the string to all lowercase. A replace here we have replace function. A replace function replaces old substring with new substring. Now we have a strip function. It removes white space or optional character. We have split. What exactly split means? Split helps in separator to separate the value of max split. So basically, it split a string separated by white space or an optional separator, and it returns a list always. So strings all sequence type support indexing and slicing. Yes, and we can retrieve any character from a string by using its index as of I, as like we can retrieve a slice of a string by using this one. Say for my string I will list I slash j. So here the one is first value, step value, that's so called second j is range, and other is step value, that is optional always. So here I and j, I said start value and end value. Third is also given, but here not given. It is optional always. So it's called optional step value. Yeah. Okay. And so and also call it stride also. Stride means by what number it will continue, 1 by 2 by 3 by 1. It is up to you, depends on pseudocode or depends upon the user. So let's take an example. You feel confident after this example. Okay, I'll say mm, greet equals to hello DSA. Okay, hello DSA. I'll write down greet. Greet is my variable. So I am calling by greet. I'm giving index. No, how we are defining the index? So let's see. We have a hello space and space is already given. So D S A. Correct. Go here. Indexes is already starts from 0. So 0, it will write 1, 2, 3, 4, and here is one space. So I'll write down 5. Hmm, perfect. So here is 6, 7, and 8. This is called a forward indexing. Again, negative indexing also existing in Python. So it starts from right side minus one, 2 onward from up to the first character. So give me this is all about here. Okay, see, I'll write it down. Greet of 3 weight of 3 equals to, sorry, weight of, okay, let's see, 1. Oh, sorry, L. How? Here you can see L, great of 3. At 3, character is L, so it's giving L. Okay, it is clear. Mm, Now, next is I write down great geo 5, sorry, 5, L1. Okay, hello. Now, what is it? So 0 is your first value, start value, 5 is end value, and 1 is step value. So it start from 0. H E L L O. Always remember one thing. End value or not, it will not run up to the end that is given 5. It will execute less than the end value one by one by its end value. So it is given 5, so it will execute up to the 4, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So we are here, we are getting hello. So this is all about slicing part in the string section. So here we already discussed with straight forwarding and negative indexing also. You can also use arithmetic operations by this, and then it will also help it out. You can also use enumerate functions. Now, what is enumerate function? So, and the common operation is traversing through a list with the help of loop. So we use enumerate. So let's see how can we do it. So I will write down for I in range, I in range, sorry, enumerate, enumerate it. Inside the enumerate, I'll call greet. Inside the greet, I am giving slicing 051. Mm, okay, I think it's okay. So by using traversing things, we are use it. So I'll write down print I, not first value, not second value. I'll use I first. See, um, kind of error here. See here you can see by its index, you can see by its value. So this is all about strings. So again, we have already discussed strings are immutable. So here are common questions that arise. How we perform operations such as inserting value if strings are immutable. So rather than changing a string, we need to think of ways to build a new string object for the results that we need. For example, if we want to insert a word in our greeting, so how can we do it? Correct. So we have to implement by what way? Let's see. If I'll call it greet, inside the greet, I call first value. Okay. And if we want to insert a word, okay. Sorry. If if I write down to greet, mm, okay, greet word, greet word again use the plus sign, and what you want you can easily write down. So mm, okay, perfect. Change its function, all correct. Done it. Here you can say hello world DSA. Now, though previously it was hello DSA. Now it is hello world DSA. Here you can easily understand how we can insert a word inside the string if the strings are immutable. So also we use the slice operator for to print it. Now if we use the slice operator to split the string at index position 5 and use plus to concatenate, Python never interpret the contents of a string as a number. So if we need to perform mathematical operation on a string, so first we have to convert them to numeric type. Now how it will happen? Basically I am saying about the typecasting. If I say we have a 3 and 2 numbers in the string format, but I have to add it. So how can add it? If we use in the string format, it will concatenate it.